Okay, guys, howtotruckdriver101.com. Sorry if I'm checking the camera a little too much. This one is going to be about money. Now, money in trucking. Oh, for those who don't know, I am Big Ken. Basically, what I do is I help truck drivers get into the industry the right way. Don't fall for the pitfalls and the BS of recruiters. You can hit me up on Google+, Facebook, Twitter. All this information is right on the YouTube site or the blog, which is howtotruckdriver101.com. Okay, this one's going to be about truck driver pay. I have made various amounts of money in trucking, from really good to really bad. I will tell you the key to getting to the good and the key to not being in the bad. The bad, we'll start there first, comes from not using your brain. When the company starts to lose freight or starts to piss off customers, or you go somewhere and they got a lot of freight just sitting, that's it. Don't sit around until things slow down. When they stop acting like they got sense, it's time to move on. Next, you have the way to make good money is to stick with a good account and be a good driver. I have seen drivers who say, I want to make a lot of money, and they go to an account and they got the weekend off and they're doing really good, but it's hard work or it's difficult runs. That's what you sign up for. No, if everybody could do it, they wouldn't pay you that much. Everybody can do over the road. Not everybody can do certain dedicateds. So ask yourself, when you get ready to get on these accounts, do you really want to make money? If you really want to make money, you're going to have to do the stuff that nobody else wants to do. Secondly, money is only as good as your ability to hang on to it. My trainer made $1,000 a week and was broke by Monday and had every weekend off. Hated his job. Reason? Simple. Had a bad home life. Had nothing to do with the job. If everything else isn't straight, it just won't ever seem right. You gotta take care of your home life. You gotta have a budget. If you don't have those two things, you will feel like you're just working for nobody. If you don't believe me, go out there on the road and you will meet a guy who's making $100,000 a year, happy as hell. You meet a guy making $100,000 a year, miserable as hell. The difference is one person has a budget and the other person doesn't. I have talked to owner-operators who have made $200,000 a year and it was only hanging on until about 20. And then he blamed the truck, he blamed his wife, blamed everybody. Never had a budget. And I've met owner-operators who held on to the $50,000 a year. And when I said, man, that's not a lot of money, laughed at me. Had to pay for a house. Paid for a car. Every weekend off. Working on his fourth truck. Let me put it this way, fourth truck. Had successful businesses continuously and now has 4 trucks that he owns. What was the difference? The other guy had a budget. Didn't make a lot of money, but he didn't need to make a lot of money. He had a plan. You don't have a plan, no matter how much money you make. Me, I used to make, at one point in trucking for a while, I made $1,300 a week after taxes. That's good money, right? Then, after a while, money went down and I stayed with the company too long. I literally went from making $1,300 a week to making sometimes less than $400 a week. I used to sit there and go, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Then I kept trying to work harder and I kept stepping backwards. When you get to the point where things are going that wrong, it's time to leave. I'm telling you what I experienced. I'm not telling you a lie. The other part is that there is always a time to go local. You're going to get more time at home and other things that you can do going local and have bigger opportunities to make money. I know a lot of people will tell you that's not true. For the most part, it is. And the reason is very simple. Local is steadier. Local will allow you to have more of a home life and have more of a normal life. That's what makes the money on local better. So in other words, if you make $800 a week, but you're going over the road for 4 weeks, that's not as good money in my book as a guy who's at home every night making $400, making the same amount of money, $800 a week, but he's home every night. Sees his kids. Gotta have the right priorities. You don't have the right priorities, you end up broke. So hopefully you understand that. That's howtotruckdriver101.com. If you want to make the good money, first start with a plan, then start focusing on what are you going to do at that company that no one else will do. What is the account that no one will dedicate themselves on or get things done on? Do that account and you'll make good money. And if the company is not your company, they are paying you well, then it's time to fire that company. Treat them like customers. If the customer comes in the store and says, I want free bread, and the bread costs money, the store doesn't give you the bread, does it? Tells you to get the hell out. And if you aren't making the money you're supposed to be making, get your experience, start focusing on local, and start continuing to develop a long-term plan so you can be like that driver who made $50,000 but got all your priorities right. So it doesn't matter if you make 50 or 80, you good. Believe me, that's the key to making money in trucking. All right, guys, that's howtotruckdriver101.com. And notice I didn't mention the government. I'm talking about your responsibility to you. Peace.